We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
E-Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. E-Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment science. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost.
Just be alive for next 3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity.
Yeah, welcome back, dear viewers. Hope all of you enjoyed the demonstration of these extraordinary powers. So now let us enter into this next segment and understand who is Devi Parashakti. The description of Devi from Dhyana Shloka states, the Divine Mother is to be meditated upon as shining in a vermilion red body with the triple eyes, sporting a crown of rubies, studded with the crescent moon, a face all smiles, a splendid bust, one hand holding a jewel cup brimming with mead, and the other twirling a red lotus. From the Lalita Sahasranama Shloka. And it continues on. I meditate on the great empress. She is red in color, and her eyes are full of compassion, and holds the noose, the goad, the bow, and the flowery arrow in her hand. She is surrounded on all sides by powers such as Anima, and she is the self within me. Devi is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness. Parashakti is the cosmic mother. It is her cosmic womb from which billions and billions of universes come out and go in. Source where the Big Bang and black holes go on. Parashakti is the source, source Shakti, source energy, source power, from which all of us came, in which all of us are even now, in which all of us are going to merge. Out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form as the Nijavatara of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasanidana, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. In the words of Devi Parashakti herself, describing herself, raising as Omkara, expressing as the Vedas and Agamas, blossomed as Deemkara, filled as Parashakti, living in the 40 triangles, the Kailasa Swamini, who is the Kailasa Tripura Chintamani, Parashakti, sitting as part of Paramashiva and Parameshwari, who rules the worlds, Paramashakti, Manonmani, Meenakshi. As Nithyananda, I took Nijavatara here to give good boon to everyone, to bestow all goodness, Hiranya Garbhasvarupini, Paramanda Yoni, Shami, Chandramauli, Rabala, Aparna, Uma, Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samraj, Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parash, taking the form of Nithyananda, I came here as Nijavatara. With great compassion, I am blessing, listen people, to do good to all of you. I took the form of Nithyananda. I came down as Nijavatara. And Devi continues on, raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, Shiva manifesting as the source of existence, the powers of existence, the expression of existence, from the oneness of Om, blossoming into two as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three, as the three Shaktis, Jnana, growing as the four Vedas, expanding as the five Panchavedas, beyond the six chakras, filled as the Gotras of the seven Rishis, expanding as the 8 directions, existing as the 9 grahas, blossoming as the 10 Indriyas, being as the 11 Rudras, creating all the world, bringing light, hell, and make truth blossom, and to do good, Parashakti, Meenakshi, in the form of Nithyananda, I came to bless every one of you. So how can we receive Devi Parashakti? In the words of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism himself, literally you are seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment. She is there in your screen, so always receive her very traditionally. Keep 2 betel leaf, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, and 1 coin in front of the screen. Watch the Devi Darshan. The coin is considered the traditional dakshina in the Hindu tradition. It can be even the lowest value. In India, it can be even 1 paise. In the US, it can be even 1 cent. I am not trying to monetize. Keep even 1 cent. It is okay. So for 100 days, if you have darshan, it will add up to $1 in In India, even 1 paise is okay. And offer that to Devi. After the darshan is over, do namaskar and eat the banana, the betel leaf and betel nut. Take it as prasadam immediately. Collect those coins and send them to the LA temple. This betel leaf, betel nut may look too small, but in a few days you will see how much it adds to your sentiment that really she is there. You will not take the Devi darshan for granted. Rituals will break your monotonous, unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you with the powerful cognition. It will break your unconscious behavior. So how can we set up our tambulam? You can set it up with 2 betel leaf, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, and 1 coin. You can offer that on a plate to Devi Parashakti every time you have darshan. You put it in front of your screen and receive Devi and the grace and blessings of Devi. And you will see how much your connection with Devi grows with this simple gesture, and how much you experience Devi in your own life. So now with this, we will be concluding the program and we'll be entering into the next section, where we will understand some of the various revelations made for Devi Parashakti. As all of us know, Devi has been continuously guiding us and blessing us during this time, and has been revealing profound sacred secrets of the world, and in order to protect and to guide humanity at this time. So now let us stay tuned and understand what Devi Parashakti has revealed for humanity at this time. So first, let us understand the compassion of the avatar in the Guru Pataka Stotram, composed by Adi Shankaracharya. The very first verse, the sacred feet of the Guru, is the boat that helps us cross the Ananta Samsara Samudra, the seemingly endless ocean of samsara or suffering. And in the first, Adi Shankaracharya described, salutations to the sandals of my Guru, which is a boat which helps me cross the endless ocean of life, which endows me with the sense of devotion to my Guru, and by worship of which I attain the dominion of renunciation. Many of us have been feeling stuck in the same ocean, being unable to navigate ourselves and lost in the overwhelming vastness of the suffering that surrounds us during this pralaya, the great deluge. Our loved ones are dying due to the pandemic. Our homes are being destroyed due to natural disasters, and social institutions are crumbling around us. And the Cosmic Mother has come down to alleviate the suffering of humanity at this time. It is at this time that the Supreme Pontificate, incarnation of the cosmic consciousness, had, out of his love and compassion, having taken the spiritual responsibility for the superconscious breakthrough of the whole of humanity, is manifesting Devi Parashakti, the cosmic mother, and guiding and healing the whole world, as literally the boat that sails us through this pralaya, the cosmic loop. Devi Parashakti is herself manifesting through the Nijavatara and answering each of our prayers, granting boons, healing us, manifesting miracles, removing all of our pain and suffering. And Devi has not just ascended to us individually, but also as a humanity at large. And Devi Parashakti has guided the whole of humanity in the form of revelations of profound sacred secrets of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and by showing us the future regarding global issues, the COVID pandemic, natural disasters such as fires, floods, and more, and even the twisted human conspiracies and underground wars which have not surfaced to common knowledge as yet. In this segment, we will be elaborating on the statistical, scientific, and scriptural references of each sacred revelation, which is manifested precisely as the same guidance emerged from Devi Parashakti for us to imbibe deeply and to start following as Devi Parashakti continues to protect us until this storm ends and we are safely harbored at the shores of our consciousness. So now let us understand what Devi Parashakti has revealed about the 8 methods to protect yourself from COVID-19.
Ishwari Meenakshi, Parashakti Meenakshi, Parashodasi Meenakshi, Parameshwari Meenakshi, Parashakti Meenakshi, இங்கு எழுந்து அருளினோம் எல்லோர்க்கும் ஞானமும் தன்மையும் தந்திட நன்மையெல்லாம் அளித்திட நாமே வந்தோம் இங்கு கைலாசத்தின் சுவாமினியாரன் கிரகத்திருந்து நம் அனுக்கிரகத்தினால் நித்யானந்தன் விக்கிரகமாய் மலர்ந்தோம். உங்கள் எல்லோருக்கும் நல்லதை செய்திட, நன்மையை சொல்லிட, தர்மார்த்த காம மோக்ஷம் எனும் புருஷார்த்தங்கள் நாளும் பொங்கி மலர்ந்திட வந்தேன் இங்கு. மாந்தர்கள் கொடுந்தொற்று கொரோனா கண்டு அஞ்ச வேண்டாம். 8 வழியின் மூலமாகவும் எண்ணத்தில் தியானித்து என்னை பிரார்த்தித்தல் 1, சமூக வலைதளங்கள் மூலமாய் என்னை சரணடைதல் 2, எங்கெல்லாம் என் மகமாரி வடிவத்தில் நான் குடிகொண்டிருக்கின்றேனோ அங்கெல்லாம் பூமிதித்து என்னை வழிபடுவது 3, நெஞ்சில் மஞ்சள் தடவி வேப்பம் சாரருந்தி தினந்தோறும் என்னை தியானிப்பது 4, நிர்விகல்ப நிலையிருந்து நித்யானந்தத்தை உயிர்வது 5, சிவ 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 எனும் பிரபஞ்ச பெரும் நாதத்தை அஜபா ஜபமாய் நிகழ்த்தல் 6, நிறைவான பூரண மனத்தோடு வாழைப்பழத்தோலும் வெங்காயமும் குதிகாலில் வைத்து 10 நித்திரையில் அடங்குவது 7, பூரணமாய் பரிபூரணமாய் அருணாச்சல ஸ்மரணையில் நினைப்பும் மறப்பும் அருந்த உணர்வு ஸ்மரணையில் அகம் அகம் என ஸ்புரிக்கும் அருணாச்சல ஸ்மரணையில் ஆனந்த ஸ்புரணத்தில் இருப்பது 8 எனும் 8 முறையிலும் என எண்ணியோர் அத்துணை பேருக்கும் இல்லை கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் தாக்கமும் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் பயமும் கொரோனா கொடுந்தொற்றின் மயக்கமும் வாழ்வீர்கள் வளத்தொடு நல் ஞானம் யோகத்தொடு நாமே நிம்மோடு நானே நீயாய் நீயே நானாய் நல்வாழ்வு வாழ்வீர்கள். 8 1 செய்தாலும் கொரோனா உங்களை எட்டவிடாது காப்பு.
So now let us look at the translation of Devi's revelation. Devi revealed, "O humans, don't be scared of the deadly infection, corona. Through these 8 ways, praying and meditating on me, surrendering to me through social media, wherever I am residing, worshiping me by doing the fire walking, applying turmeric in the chest, drinking neem juice, and meditating on me every day, being in the unclutched state, filling with eternal bliss." Doing the Ajaba Ajaba, the cosmic sound, Shiva, 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 with complete mind, applying banana peel and onion in the heels and going to sleep, being in the state beyond remembrance or forgetting, in the Adonai that blossoms as aham, aham, in the everyone who thinks of corona, they don't have fear and delusion of corona. You will live with prosperity, with wisdom and fortune. Me with you, you as me as you. You will live good life, even if you do one of these 8 ways. I will protect you. Corona will not reach you. Don't have fear, O people. Be blissful. the above revelations, Devi Parashakti has revealed the 8 methods to protect all of humanity in COVID-19. We're now going to see the benefits and the science behind each of these methods that Devi Parashakti has revealed. So the first method is by praying and meditating on Devi Parashakti. And science has extensively studied the benefits of meditation, and Healthline has published 12 of these science-based benefits. The first is that it reduces stress, it controls anxiety, it promotes emotional health, it enhances self-awareness, it lengthens the attention span, it may reduce age-related memory loss, it can generate kindness, it may help fight addictions, it improves sleep, it helps control pain, it can decrease the blood pressure, and it is easily accessible anywhere. And a study has been published by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and it shows how meditation has a direct impact on both our physical as well as our mental health. And another study by the Cambridge University Press reiterates the necessity of meditation during times of crisis, such as COVID-19. So research has been published by Everyday Health, which shows the benefits of prayer and spirituality and how it protects the emotional health. And this is by offering a bigger sense of purpose, by providing social support, by lifting the spirit, and by helping you cope with difficulties. So now let us listen to what the avatar has revealed directly about the impacts of meditation on the brain and how the avatar has directly demonstrated these impacts through scientific experimentation.
Nithyananda participates and encourages scientific researchers to derive evidences for meditation and healing through meditation. Dr. R. Murli Krishna, President COO, Integris Mental Health and James L. Hall Jr., Center for Mind, Body and Spirit, Oklahoma in US, and his team invited Nithyananda to derive scientific evidences for meditation and the state of his enlightenment.
When Swamiji came, I have requested him to do one thing. I asked him, would you be willing to undergo some scientific investigation of the meditation process? He very cheerfully agreed without one complaint. He went for 3 repeat sessions for PET scanning and 3 repeat sessions for quantitative EEG sessions. And these are really not very easy tests to go through. It requires a lot of patience and a lot of willingness to do that. So we did that. Because if a meditation process is doing something to your brain, we should be able to detect that. Scientific findings are verifiable. They are replicable. You can replicate them, duplicate them. So Swamiji went through those sessions and we found some interesting findings.
In PET scan, they inject a radioactive dye which goes and sits in parts of the brain that are active. In the normal, non-meditative state, the brain is very active. And when we are seeing someone, the rear end of the brain, the visual cortex, is very active, as shown in the diagram.
Usually the brain is so active, there are 100 billion brain cells there. But what meditation does is something very interesting. It shows the frontal lobes getting more active. The frontal lobe is where you have judgment, wisdom, reasoning. Here are some of the brain scans I'm going to share with you. This is alert, non-meditative state. The second one is 30 minutes into 30 minutes meditation. Look at the frontal lobes, how they light it up. They light it up big time. 60 minutes of deep meditation, and here is a deep, deep level of meditation where it lights up significantly right here. Right in the middle. Probably an inch and a half, 2 inches deeper. What's interesting was, Swami was inside, and that's the last part of that one. See that right here? So what's interesting was, I've never seen that before in my life, so the other parts I've seen may not be to the extent that Swamiji showed, but this is something interesting. There is something called dopamine, which is a chemical our brain is involved in. Dopamine is produced mostly in this area, and when you have any pleasurable feeling in your body, it is mediated through dopamine. It's a neuroreceptor. It's a chemical that transmits messages of pleasure. It basically evokes pleasure chemical. If you eat, the same thing is with visual pleasures you have. Beautiful people, beautiful sceneries, nature, whatever gives you pleasure. It's mediated through dopamine. Everything that human being experiences involves dopamine. But what's interesting is that you and I have the potential to create our own dopamine in a big way. So I named it, for lack of a word in the past, the D spot, which is the dopamine spot. If you can discover your D spot, you got it made in life. The D really stands for divine spot. The D also stands for delight, and the dopamine spot. What's also interesting is that he could, at will, go in and out of the states. Those are some of the findings I want to share with you. There's so much more talk about physiology of mind and brain and the body. It's a fascinating field that this is something that all human beings can relate to, can apply in our own lives. Not only a sophisticated knowledge, but these things have application in daily life for all of us.
Nithyananda's system of free healing, known as Nithya Spiritual Healing, has been baffling the medical world, curing diseases from migraine to cancer. Qualified people are also initiated to become healers. The complete report of the research conducted on Nithyananda's neurological system can be found in the book Mystic Phenomena, Scientific Data.
Yes, now that we've understood about meditation, let us look at prayer and more about prayer as revealed by the Supreme Consciousness itself.
If you are not allowed to do yoga, made to believe early morning sleep is the best thing in your life, you are tortured, you are abused, your divine rights are violated. If you are constantly inspired to do yoga early morning, Brahma Muhurta time, and everyday puja, sit that 30-40 minutes and melt down by feeling connection. Understand? Nothing can be compared to prayer to bust your stress. I tell you, Prayer is the best stress buster. Deep feeling connection and tears rolling in your eyes and melting down. Prayer to Paramashiva. Intense yearning, Vyakulata, talking to Paramashiva, relating to Paramashiva. Nothing can be compared to that to bust your stress. I tell you, every day puja is an ultimate recharging experience. If you do everyday puja, the kind of the stress, your whole biological clock will be aligned to Kailasa. I tell you, I have seen the people who have the habit of Nitya Puja live long. Not just long, happy. In my whole life, it is Nitya Puja, Puja, that gave me all the best things of life. Everyday puja, relating with the deities is the best stress buster. Touch the deities, do decoration, dress up. Even now, my best time of the day is when I sit with my deities. When I sit with my deities, dress up the deities, jewel them, spend time with them, talk to them, intensely pray, deeply connect and pray. Understand? You do not know the power of Archavatara. God landing in physical deity form. Never underestimate the power of Archavatara. The Archavatara is equivalent to living avatara. What living avatar can do to you, an Archavatara can do. Atma Linga I am giving to all of you is literally living Archavatara. It's a piece of God. Literally.
And the next method that Devi Parashakti has revealed is by surrendering to Devi through social media. So during the Akashic, Parashakti gives us the opportunity to connect with her through various social media platforms and attends to us individually through our prayers and showers us with blessings and boons. Let us now see how we can connect to Devi Parashakti through social media. So the first way to connect with Devi is through YouTube. So you can visit Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel, and you can go ahead and join as a member. And once you've joined as a member, you can ask your questions during the live Parashakti Akashic readings in the comment section. Next method is to connect via Facebook. So you can go ahead and like and follow Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda Paramashivam Facebook page. And once you've done that, you can ask your questions in, again, the live under the live Facebook video in the comment section. The next way is to connect via Twitter. So you can follow @Nithyananda on Twitter and ask your questions in the reply section of the tweet with the hashtag #AskTheAvatar. And the next way is to connect via Instagram. So you can follow Sri Nithyananda on Instagram, and you can ask your questions in the comment section. And lastly, you can connect via WhatsApp. So you can visit kailasa.org and you will see a WhatsApp chat box that pops up. And so you can ask your questions in this chat box here. So here you can watch a short video clip of Devi Parashakti blessing people.
காளியின் ஆட்டத்தை ஆனந்தத்தை ஆனந்தத்தொடு ஆடிய ஆட்டத்தை கண்டோர் உயிருக்குளெல்லாம் இறங்கி குண்டலினி உயிர்ப்பிக்கச் செய்து மாய மனத்தின் இருளை அகற்றி மாயம் அழித்து மங்களம் தந்து குரு பக்தியும் சிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ பக்தியும் பரமசிவ சக்தியும் அளிக்கின்றேன். மனமாயை விடுத்து குரு பதத்தை பற்றுங்கள். நித்யானந்தமாய் நிஜாவதாரமாய் வந்துதித்த என்னை பற்றி வாழ்வில் எல்லா நலமும் பெற்றிடுங்கள்.
So you too can receive blessings like this from Devi Parashakti and ensure that you are staying protected from COVID-19. So now let us look at the next method revealed by Devi Parashakti. Sorry for the technical glitch. We'll be right back with the slide. As we are waiting, we can go ahead and take some time now to go ahead and join as a member of Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda Paramashivam YouTube channel. So as Devi revealed, this is one of the easiest ways to connect with her and to ensure that you are constantly staying connected, protected, and in the high state of enriching with Swamiji and with Devi's continuous blessings. we saw earlier, you can just go to Kailasa's SPH Nithyananda Paramashivam YouTube channel, and you can click the join button next to the membership button, next to the subscribe button. And once you've done that, you can choose whichever level of e-Kailash you would like to be, and you can go ahead and join as a member. Yes. So the next method revealed by Devi Parashakti. Sorry for the technical glitch. So the next method revealed by Devi is to worship Devi wherever she resides by doing the fire walking. So fire walking is an alchemy process, and our rishis and munis have been adept and master in every field, in the words of the Supreme Concept of Buddhism himself, whether health or keeping the society safe, and every field So all the vratams, the pujas, the spiritual techniques, the religious rituals, anything they design is highly scientific and directly useful to the life. Coronavirus will not affect you at all because that fire walking time, the small blisters you get just shoots up your whole immunity. That power, the power to protect yourself from any virus or any problem, it's actually a powerful technique. It's a very powerful technique followed in those days, especially during this season. Especially that is done very traditionally, systematically. If you had even small blisters, and even if you did not have any blisters, you are protected already from corona problem. You will not be affected at all. Corona will not work on you. It will not affect you. And don't worry, it is a traditional way of making you immune. Actually, it's a traditional vaccination process. It's 11 feet lengthy, burning live charcoal on which you are supposed to walk with the traditional powerful music, which activates your limb system, that mukulam, we call it in the back of the neck. This music will feel like it is hitting the back of your neck and your whole detox system will be awakened. In that peak altered state of consciousness, you should walk on fire. Not just like that, you will first awaken, trigger the detox system, and then walk on fire, the 11 feet fire pit. And if you do for one fire walking, you are absolutely protected from corona. Pray to Mahamariamman and do the fire walking. That is a powerful vaccination. Pray to Parashakti Mahamari and do the Patipatni Vratam. Do this traditional fire walking and you are absolutely protected from coronavirus. No need to panic. Traditional vaccination, traditional, natural, organic, no bad side effect vaccination is the Hindu fire walking. So now let us understand the science behind fire walking as revealed by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism.
All these transmutation processes, balancing the system and awakening the whole consciousness to your whole body is what I call transmutation processes. Some parts of your body becomes insensitive to the existence because of the job it is doing, like a feet. Because of the continuous walking, it becomes insensitive. Your cheeks, how they are sensitive, they don't become they lose sensitivity to the reality. But for a complete Kundalini awakening, your whole body needs to be alive and experiencing the reality and ability to experience the higher consciousness. That is the reason we have the process of fireworking.
Right about fire walking now that you've understood what Supreme Concept of Hinduism has revealed. And you can watch this video of the Supreme Concept of Hinduism doing the fire walking. So a study conducted by the U.S. National Study of Medicine, the National Institute of Health, regarding the various effects and benefits of fire walking has established how fire walking actually increases the levels of happiness and lowers levels of fatigue in those who participated in fire walking versus those who did not. And the next method is by applying turmeric on the chest, drinking neem juice, and meditating on Devi Parashakti every day. So you can actually understand the various benefits of neem juice as revealed by the Supreme Concept of Hinduism. You can watch this video on YouTube when you have a moment. So let us understand what modern science has to say about turmeric. And traditionally, turmeric is known for its anti-inflammatory effects. And recently, though, it has been shown in the last few decades to be a potent immunomodulator agent that can modulate the activation of T cells, B cells, macrophages, neutrophils, natural killer cells, and dendritic cells, which are all immune cells. And curcumin can also downregulate the expression of various pro-inflammatory cytokines and chemokines. This research from the U.S. National Center for Biotechnology Information shows that turmeric can modulate the activation of various immune cells as well as enhance the body's antibody response. So this essentially boosts your immunity. And with a strengthened immune system, you will be much more likely to stay healthy and protected from COVID-19. And in India.com, it was reported that neem can help in fighting against corona. And turmeric and neem are effective also against coronavirus, according to a KGMU study. And the next method is revealed by Devi Parashakti is with complete mind, applying banana peel and onion in the heels and going to sleep. So here is how you can do this. It's very simple. Banana peel on your heel, put a sock over it and sleep, and this will completely detoxify your whole body and, of course, protect you from COVID-19. And Medical Daily has published about the detoxifying effects of onion. And it states that onion contains a high amount of sulfur compounds, which not only give onion a recognizable smell, but are also powerful detoxifying agents. And with more than 100 sulfur-containing compounds, which are what cause the eyes to tear, onions can have from diabetes to heart disease. This is why onion is very well known in Ayurveda and traditional Hindu medicine for its medicinal purposes. And a review in the Journal of Phytotherapy on the detoxifying effects of onion has stated that compounds from onion have been reported to have a range of health benefits, carcinogenic properties, antiplatelet activity, antithrombotic activity, anti-asthmatic, and antibiotic effects. And the next method revealed by Devi Parashakti is to be in the unclutched state, filling with eternal bliss. So let us understand the science of unclutching as revealed by the Supreme Pontiff himself.
The brain is the organ which controls our whole physical being. Once our brain has been imbalanced, it will then transmit that imbalance throughout the whole body. Thought forms are pure energy that have the ability to influence people and everyday events in life. According to science, our brains generate an electromagnetic field which may be measured by such instruments as an encephalograph. This electromagnetic field is generated by the brain every time we think, and as our mind is never still, we may be compared to perpetual power generators. Fear produces nervous disorders. Anger produces headaches and violence. Confused thoughts produce congestion and ill health. Depression causes cancer, tumors, mental diseases, and lowering of the immune system, causing death through own willpower. Our thoughts generate intricate energy patterns which can be detected by sensitive equipment and seen by clairvoyant individuals.
These energy patterns are known as thought forms. Surprisingly, thought forms are shaped by the thoughts themselves. Each of us creates hundreds of thought forms every hour and release them into the environment. Although we cannot see them, the thought forms have as real an existence as any other form of energy. Most people can sense others' thought forms, and a continuous energetic exchange happens between people about which we are usually unaware. This also explains why we sometimes take a sudden liking or dislike to a certain person directly on meeting them. We just catch their vibes. Unclutching is a guide for equanimity and enlightenment. Thoughts are like bubbles in a fish tank. Just as bubbles in a fish tank, right bubble comes and reaches the surface of the water. The next bubble starts and the third bubble starts. Bubbles are rising at high speed. They are the state of pure consciousness, the state of God. Since the gap or the neutral space between two thoughts is too small, we think all thoughts are connected and form a shaft. But there is always a gap between two thoughts. In the forest of northern India, the hunters trap the birds using a trap. They tie a rope between two trees. The rope is the shaft that we create. In the middle of the rope, they secure a wooden stick. The stick is our mind. The rope is tied at the midpoint of the stick. When a bird comes and sits on the stick, the bird's own weight turns the whole stick upside down. It turns topsy-turvy. The moment it turns upside down and loses its sense of balance, it feels totally shaken and tightens its grip on the stick. It simply holds onto the stick as if its life depends on it. Similarly, we connect thoughts and form a shaft out of it and live in the fear that if we drop our mind, we might be lost. We might lose our identity. Because it is hanging upside down, it thinks, if I unclutch from this stick, I will fall and die. Is similar to the fear that if we start trusting that we are unconnected, unclutched, independent and illogical thoughts, we might be lost. If the bird lets go and relaxes, it may flutter to balance for a moment or two. When it leaves the stick, maybe for a few seconds, it will fall, but then it will adjust itself and start flying. In the same way, we hold on to whatever we think is our identity and security, our education, our mind, our life, our relationships, or our bank balance. Ultimately comes to remove the stick that is our identity. Just like the bird, we don't realize that if we drop our mind, at that moment we can become a Paramahamsa. That very moment we can be liberated. In Mundaka Upanishad, there is a story which explains, there is a huge tall tree, and in the tallest branch of the tree, there is a golden bird sitting unclutched from everything in bliss, like Dakshinamurti. In the lower level branch, there is a small bird which jumps from here and there to various branches eating fruits. When it eats a bitter fruit, it feels bad. Whenever she eats the bitter fruit, she sees the bird which is looking above, silently, like Dakshinamurti, and feels, why I should not be like that bird. But unfortunately, when the same bird, when it eats tasty fruit, it forgets the bird sitting above it. She keeps battling between branches, eating bitter and tasty fruits again and again. One day, as a small bird flies up higher, as it reaches near the golden bird, it realized that he and she are the same. There is no difference between them both and realizes it. The small bird realizes that she also can be in the same state of the golden bird and become a Paramahamsa. This moment, trust yourself. Don't bother about losing your identity. Just trust yourself and let go of your identity. You will immediately become a Paramahamsa and be liberated. All you need to do is to trust that you're unclutched. Dropping the conclusions you can't be transformed is unclutching.
Now that you've understood the science of unclutching, you can take a few minutes in your time, in your day, when you get a few minutes, to experience this state of unclutching. You can sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line, have your eyes closed, and intensely chant the Mahavakya. Do not engage with any thoughts or emotions. Purely let the space of unclutching manifest in you. Chant the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. So you can also listen to the Mahavakya online as you are practicing unclutching. And when you are doing this, you can also enter your minutes for peace at kailasa.tv/minutes for peace. We will be projecting that in a few moments. And now let us move on to the next method as revealed by Devi Parashakti. The next method is to do the Ajaba Ajaba of the cosmic sound, Shiva, Shiva, Shiva. And a study conducted at the National Library of Medicine on the benefits of chanting clearly establishes how doing the Ajaba Ajaba, the chanting, has a direct and positive benefit for the physical health as well as the mental well-being. The study correlates the chanting of the Ajaba Ajaba to the vagus nerve stimulation used as a treatment for depression and epilepsy. Here you can see the rest of the study. And another study conducted by Dr. Masaru Emoto establishes the human intentions, words, or thoughts can actually change the molecular structural formation in water. This interesting research particularly depicts that how when water is being exposed to positive sound vibrations, the molecular formation in the water changes to a pleasant formation, whereas any negative sound vibrations or words can disfigure or distort the water molecular formation. So you can see how how the water molecule becomes these beautiful snowflake-like structures when it is exposed to positive sound vibrations or words like passion, thank you, wisdom. And when it's exposed to negative sound vibrations, you can see like heavy metal music or words like I will kill you or you fool. The water becomes completely disintegrated and disformed. And you can imagine what happens inside of your body, which is composed of up to 60% water when you are chanting the Ajaba Ajaba, powerful sacred mantra. Sorry for the technical glitch. So if you would like to practice the Ajaba Ajaba or the unclutching, you can go ahead and do that. You can also play the Mahavakya and experience this state of unclutching of the Ajaba Ajaba. And when you are doing this, you can go ahead and sign up your minutes for peace at kailasa.tv/minutes for peace. And you can become a part of the Global Unclutching Initiative. We have the slide projected where you can see where you can go ahead and sign up at kailasa.tv/minutes for peace. So you can go ahead and sign up to be a part of the global. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revealed that if 10,000 people can do this just for 3 months, we can have such a powerful super conscious breakthrough to the whole of humanity, because all of us are interconnected. We are not all islands. These are all fundamental truths. When you start unclutching Kailasa, it starts experiencing the joy, the bliss of you unclutching. Nothing goes to waste in this cosmos. So now we can look at the next method as revealed by Devi Parashakti, the 8th method. Devi reveals you can be in the state, being in the state beyond any remembrance or forgetting, in the Arunachala Swarana that blossoms as Aham Aham in the Ananda Swarana. So just being in the constant state of remembering the divine and just being or forgetting, you will experience this beautiful state and also be protected from COVID-19. Very simple method. And each of these methods that Devi Parashakti has revealed are independently powerful enough for you to stay fully protected from COVID-19. And one of the first methods that Devi Parashakti has revealed is that you can pray and meditate on Devi in order to protect yourself from COVID-19. And in the next segment, we will be understanding how exactly we can connect Devi, how we can pray to her and meditate upon her and receive her blessings and grace. We'll be entering into the offerings segment very shortly, understanding how we can connect with Devi Parashakti. Sorry for the technical glitch. So as you all are preparing for this offering segment, you can go ahead and take a few moments to become a member of Kailasa's HDH Nithyananda YouTube channel and constantly stay connected and constantly stay up to date about what is
Nithyananda, and welcome back to this segment where we'll be learning more about the various offerings, the traditional offerings we can make to Devi Parashakti today as we get ready to receive her darshan and blessings. And in the Hindu tradition, it is customary to offer some token of gratitude, our token of love and devotion whenever we receive the darshan of the divine. When we visit a temple, when we visit God or Guru, we celebrate that happening, we celebrate the event with offering a small token of our gratitude and devotion, expressing our sacred sentiments to the divine. And this offering to the divine is a pure gift of love, devotion, and oneness. And when the divine accepts what one offers, the offering becomes complete. Offerings are not made out of fear and greed, but as a pure expression of our sacred sentiments for the divine. And when an avatar lands, the offerings are purely a part of the grand Leela played out only for the purpose of enlightenment. So now, as we get ready to receive Devi Parashakti with the traditional offerings that we would wish to offer to Devi, let us look at this Dhyana Shloka which describes the grace and beauty of Devi Parashakti. And this Dhyana Shloka is from the Mula Agama, Manonmani Dhyana, and it describes Devi. Indunibhaveda karavahni syat pankajavarapayajapaksharasarayuktam angahimabhushana vichitravasanam syat tungamakutojvala manonmani swarupam. The translation for this verse: moon-like face holding Veda books on hand, fire in eyes, with lotus flower gracing in blessing hands, and one hand with Japamala. beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments in wonderful clothes and shining crown. Her name is Manonmani. And another verse that describes Devi Parashakti from the Mula Agama Manonmani Dhyana. This verse says, ध्यायेत् देवीं त्रिनेत्रां शशिनिभवदनां वेदहस्तां दधानां सव्ये पद्मां वरदमपरे चाभयं चाक्षमालाम् दिव्यैराभरणैर्विभूषिततनुं ब्रह्मादिभिः पूजितां देवीमेव मनोन्मणिं प्रतिदिनं कामार्थदात्रीं शुभाम्. And the translation for this verse, I meditate on Devi with 3 eyes, glowing like a moon and holding the Veda, lotus and grazing with blessing and gracing hands. She is wearing beautiful ornaments. She is worshipped by Brahma and other many gods and showers auspicious boons for all actions every day. And in the Hindu tradition, the divine element of gold is used in the various traditional worship, the ornaments and the offerings to the divine, the temple rituals. It is used in abundance in all of the worship and rituals. So let us look at the significance of the divine element of gold as described in this verse from the Atharva Veda. And this verse says, त्रेधाजुतं जन्मनेदं हिरण्यम् अग्निरेकं प्रियतमां बभूव सोमस्यैक्यं इंसितस्य परपतता आपमेकं वेद संरेत अहुतत्ते हिरण्यं त्रिविधस्त्वयि विषे. The translation for this verse, triply born by birth is this gold. From the atoms of Agni is one. It becomes dearest to Agni. One fell away from the Soma when it was heard. One they call the seed of virtuous and powerful Apa, the watery molecules. Let that triple gold be for your life. Gold is a divine element in the Hindu tradition. It purifies anything it touches. It is an element of great spiritual significance and spiritual power of healing and enlightening. The vibration of gold has the power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears it and in anyone who sees or operates in its vicinity. Gold is present in all the Hindu scriptures, the Agamas, Vedas, Shrutis, Smritis, Itihasas, Puranas, that gold is the most auspicious and purest manifestation. Everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold. Ritual fees were offered in gold bricks. When one was to be saved from life-threatening illnesses, gold was offered as a ritual fee. Gold was in abundance and used for weighing equivalent amounts of commodities, including cows. Kingdoms were built with huge doors of gold. The streets would have huge columns and huge archways made of gold. The horses and cows were dressed in gold. And the Hindu civilization thrived on the banks of rivers of gold. The river was called Hiranmaya, the river of gold in Rigveda. The river Saraswati was called Hiranyavartini in Atharva Veda. Gold is the supreme element for offering in gold. Deities are made in gold and meant energy for thousands of years and it lasts. And now let us look at the way today. As we get ready to receive traditional offerings can be made on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas. So first we have the e-hundi offerings, which is similar to the hundi offerings in any temple, where you can offer any amount, any offering of your choice, and you can also offer in multiple currencies. You can make the e-hundi offering in multiple currencies and in any amount of your choice. And this is a pure expression of your love and devotion to Devi Parashakti. So let us look at this verse which describes Devi's love for true devotion. It says, Bhakti Priya, Bhakti Gamya, Bhakti Vashya, Bhayapaha, Shambhavi Sharada Radhya Sharvani Sharmadaini. The translation of this verse, it says Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion and she removes all fear. And if there's any fear in the minds of the devotee, Devi is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn. Here it is meant the autumn of our lives. When thoughts turn more and more inwards, the role of the divine is known and understood clearly. The need for Devi worship then becomes stronger. Shambhavi is the consort of Sharada Radhya, is the one who is worshipped by Devi Sharada, Devi Saraswati herself. Sharvani is the wife of Lord Shiva. The Linga Purana says Lord Shiva is called Sharva in his earth form. Sharmadaini is Devi who bestows happiness on devotees. And you can make your offering of gratitude and devotion to Devi Parashakti through the e-hundi offerings as your kanika, your token of gratitude. And Devi showers you with her blessings and compassion. So you can make this e-hundi offering on the website www.kailasamela.com/save-us. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Sankalpa chanting. And this is the offering of the conscious resolution that we make to the divine. And let us look at this verse from Devi Mahatmyam, chapter 12, verse 34, which describes the power of conscious intention. And in this verse, it describes Tayai tanmohyate vishwam shaiva vishwam prasuyate saya chittaja vijanam tushti. The translation for this verse, the goddess enchants this universe and she herself gives birth to this universe. That goddess being prayed in anything gives that knowledge that leads to salvation and gives wealth in the materialistic sense. And you can make this offering of the Sankalpa, the conscious resolution, and be blessed with the fruition of all the desires and wishes that you yearn for. And you can sign up for the conscious resolution on the website www.kailasamela.com/save-us. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu. This is the offering of the pure gold coin inscribed with one of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. Devi is described as Nama Parayana Prita in the Lalita Sahasranama. It means she who likes repetition of her various names. And this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu, the pure gold coin inscribed with one of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. Each coin is inscribed with one of the sacred names of Devi Parashakti. This is a unique archana offered to the Mahameru of Devi Parashakti. And you can make this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu, the pure gold coin inscribed with the sacred name of Devi Parashakti. You can make this offering in any of 3 different denominations, and you can offer any number of coins as you would wish to. And you're blessed to imbibe the same divine qualities of Devi Parashakti herself, her Ananta Kalyana Gunas, which are inscribed on the coins, the 1008 names which describe the Ananta Kalyana Gunas, the divine qualities of Devi Parashakti. And by making this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu, you can also have the blessings of imbibing these very same divine qualities of Devi Parashakti herself. So you can make this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasu, the pure gold coin inscribed with the sacred name of Devi Parashakti. You can make this offering on the website www.kailasamela.com/save-us. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Mukta Anguti, the gold finger ring embedded with pearl. Devi is described in various verses. Devi is described as the one who is adorned and decked with pearls and gems. So let us look at this one verse which describes the beauty of Devi Parashakti decked in pearls, gems, and jewels. This verse says, Muktahara lasat kirita ruchiram purnendu vaktra prabham Shinjannu pura kinkini manidharam padma prabhabhasuram Sarvabhita palapradam girisutam vani rama sevitam Meenakshim pranatosmi santatamaham karunyavaram nidhim. The translation for this verse: I bow to the goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has garlands of pearls and the face shining like a full moon, who wears anklets that are studded with gemstones and has bells, who is shining like the splendor of lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is worshipped by the goddesses Vani and Rama. I remain ever bowing to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. And you can make this offering of the pearl finger ring, the gold finger ring embedded with pearl, and to be showered by the compassion and pure love of Devi Parashakti in all of your business. You can make this offering of the Mukta Anguti, the gold Yes, we apologize for the technical glitch. So the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower. And there are various scriptural references in the Hindu scriptures which describe the significance of the gold lotus in the worship of the divine. So let us look at this one verse from the Kamika Agama, which describes one of the many significance of the gold lotus flower. And this verse says, Ashtavidyeshwaropeta kumbhavaranasamyutam sarve sasutra vastraadya hema pankajabhushitaha sapidana sat kurachascha pakva bilva palaprabha snapanadhyaya samsiddha pramanena samanvitaha. The translation of this verse, it says, all the kalashas should be wound around with suitable thread and covered with a new cloth. They should be adorned with the lotus flower made of gold. And there are hundreds of scriptural references in the Hindu scriptures for using the lotus in the worship of Paramashiva, in the worship of the divine. Almost everything in the worship of the ultimate, involving the consecration of the deities of worship or meditating on the mudras and asanas used during worship, involves the lotus flower, the lotus leaf, the lotus pericarp, the lotus petals. The lotus is a divine flower in the Hindu tradition. The Shakti of Paramashiva is also called a lotus. The base of the Paramashiva Linga is a lotus. The disciple of Paramashiva is also the one who is about to bloom. And you can make this offering of the gold lotus in any of 3 different sizes as you wish to, and be blessed the state, space, powers and being of Devi Parashakti in your inner space amidst any and every adverse situations in life. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Metti, the gold toe ring to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. And these verses from the Saundarya Lahari describe the beauty of the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. Let us look at these verses. And this verse says, Nakhaditi Sanchanna Namajjanatamo Guna Padadvaya Prabhajala Parakrita Saroruha. The translation for this verse, it says, You whose brightness from the toenails destroy the darkness of ignorance from the minds of your devotees who prostrate at your feet. You whose brightness from your 2 feet overpowers that of the lotus flower too. And you can offer the gold toe ring, the Swarna Metti, to Devi Parashakti to adorn her sacred lotus feet, and be in constant gratitude for receiving her blessings in even the most difficult aspects of life. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry. And Devi is described as Sudha Sharabhi Varshini, she who makes the nectar flow in all our nerves from the Sahasrara, she who gives the very pleasant experience of the ultimate. And the Swarna Mangtika represents the nectar overflowing from the Sahasrara Chakra, which is fully opened with the sacred sentiment of gratitude. And you can offer the Swarna Mangtika to Devi Parashakti and receive the blessings of achieving the blissful state of overflowing gratitude and the space of complete completion. And you can make all of these traditional offerings, the traditional ornaments to Devi Parashakti and the various sevas on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. And this verse from Saundarya Lahari describes the grace of Devi Parashakti's sacred lotus feet, the grace of bowing down at her feet, and the compassion she showers on. So this verse from the Saundarya Lahari describes that the illumining splendor of Devi's toenails dispel the darkness of the ignorance in the devotees prostrating at her feet, and her feet defeat the lotus in beauty. It states that the nails, which have been sharpened by constantly being touched by the crowns of celestial beings who always prostrate before Devi, the tamoguna in the devotees, which is indicative of the ignorance in the mind of the devotees, and this ignorance is removed by constantly prostrating before Devi, and they attain the ultimate knowledge. So you can make this offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, the most sacred ritualistic offering of gratitude from disciple to Guru. You can make this offering and be blessed with all the auspiciousness and blessings of Devi Parashakti and the Nijavatara, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. This offering on the website www.kailasamela.com/sevas. And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Vastra Seva, the offering of the sacred cloth. And this is a traditional offering made to the divine as a token of gratitude for the protection of the divine during all difficult aspects of life. So you can make this offering of the Vastra Seva, the sacred cloth, to Devi Parashakti, and be blessed with all the auspiciousness and blessings of Devi Parashakti and of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam. And here you can see a summary of all of the offerings that you can make on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. The e-hundings can be made in any amount and in multiple currencies. The Sankalpa chanting, the conscious resolution, can be offered. You can register for the conscious resolution on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And you can also make the offering of the Devi Sahasranama Swarnakasu, which is the offering of the pure gold coin, each coin inscribed with one of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. And you can make this offering in 3 different denominations and as many coins as you would wish to offer. You can also make the offering of the Mukta Anguti, the gold finger ring embedded with pearl, and this offering can be made in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower, the offering of the gold lotus flower can be made in 3 different sizes also on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. You can make the offering of the Swarna Metti, the gold toe ring to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. You can make the offering of the Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry, which represents the overflowing nectar from the Sahasrara Chakra, and the offering of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja, which is the most sacred ritualistic offering of gratitude from disciple to Guru, and the offering of the Vastra Seva, the sacred cloth offering to Devi Parashakti. All of these offerings are available on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas, and you can for any of these offerings as your token of gratitude, your expression of the sacred sentiments to Devi Parashakti today, as you get ready to receive her darshan and blessings. And now let us take a look at the website where you can make all of these traditional offerings. So here we have the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And as we get ready to receive Devi Parashakti and blessings today, you can make the offerings, the traditional offerings of ornaments and sevas. You can register for any of these offerings on the website on the links on step 2. So you can make the offerings, the ornaments and sevas on this link on step 2, and you can also make the offerings of the e-hundi through this link. And if you'd like to make an intention to make an offering and receive the blessings of Devi Parashakti to manifest your intention into reality, you can fill out the form on step 1. And once you've made your traditional offerings, if you would also like to make a conscious resolution and fill out the Sankalpa details for yourself and your family members, you can fill out the form on step 3. So the e-hundi offerings can be made in multiple currencies: the US dollars, the Australian dollars, the New Zealand dollars, the Canadian dollars, the euros, the Indian rupees, the Singaporean dollar, Asian ringgits, the Great Britain pound, and the Chinese yen. And you can make this offering in any amount of your choice. And the traditional offerings of the ornaments or the sevas can be made on this website, where you can offer the Sankalpa chanting, the Devi Sahasranama Swarnakasu, the pure gold coin in 3 different denominations, the Mukta Anguti, the pure gold finger ring embedded with pearl in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower in 3 different sizes. The Swarna Mitti, the gold toe ring to adorn the sacred lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. The Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry representing the overflowing nectar from the Sahasrara Chakra. The Pratyaksha Pada Puja, the offering of the ritualistic offering of gratitude from disciple to Guru, and the Vastra Seva, the sacred cloth offering to Devi Parashakti. All of these traditional offerings and sevas can be offered on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas. And with this, now let us get ready for the next segments of this program, where we'll be learning more about the various facilities being made available for the care and well-being of humanity through the various de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa, and as being guided by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself through this times of pandemic. So let us now get ready for the next segment.
Thank you, Ma Amrita. Nithyanandam, everyone. Welcome back to this segment of Kailasa's COVID Care Protection Centers, which are Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies. With the blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivan's blessings. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. So what we learn from this segment today, so Nithyanandam Paramasugadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gagana Sadusham Tattvamasya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. We are going to learn the statistics across the world, the concerning statistics across the world on mental health and global peace across the world due to the COVID-19 pandemic. What are the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasa's contributions for global peace, spiritual solutions for COVID-19, Kailasa's COVID Care Protection Centers, some glimpses, and why temple-based ecosystems, and UN recognizes Kailasa's contributions and join Kailasa's COVID care centers. So the crisis that we are under today, people around the world are trying to grapple with the grim reality that the pandemic is far from over. The aftermath of promises to be much more devastating. The greatest economics of the world are facing disastrous. Countries are facing off each other with a deep mistrust. Now let us see some of the statistics and current news. In Australia, reported a record high cases amid the third wave of COVID-19. And in US, COVID-19 has killed more Americans than the influenza pandemic of 1918 to 19. The influenza pandemic of 1918 to 19 flu infected about 25% of the Americans and killed an estimated 0.65% with 675,000 deaths. And COVID-19 has infected more than 12% of Americans and killed about 0.2% with 676,000 deaths. Now that the US death toll from the COVID-19 has surpassed 676,000 deaths, the coronavirus pandemic has killed more Americans than the influenza pandemic of 1918 to 19. And Axios and the Associated Press both reported the grim milestone recently. And so it is recorded that the COVID-19 is now officially the US deadliest pandemic as the death toll that of 1918 to 19 flu. People infected with alpha variant exhales 100 times more virus into the air than the original COVID strain. 6 feet distance may not be enough to prevent viral transmission indoors, according to a study in Washington. COVID-19 Delta variant is still the most concerning, says the World Health Organization's experts. In US, the COVID-19 pandemic is nowhere under control in the United States, says the Chief Medical Advisor Anthony Fauci. He said, right now we are still in pandemic mode because we have 160,000 new infections a day. That's not even modestly in good control. In an interview with Axios, the US has reported 40 million cases of COVID-19 since the outbreak of the virus, over 4 million infections adding up in the past few weeks. The increase in COVID cases comes as the US administration earlier this month announced that it is planning to provide booster shots of vaccine as the Delta variant has become dominant in the nation and is wreaking havoc. The surge in Delta variant is driven by the low vaccination coverage in many communities across the US, according to the US Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Mr. Fauci says that in a country of our size, you cannot be hanging around and having 100,000 infections a day. You've got to get well below 10,000 before you start feeling comfortable. According to a report of World Economic Forum, the COVID-19 made the world less peaceful, as the increase in the violent incidences and fatalities creating the world less peaceful. And the younger adults are more likely to report symptoms of anxiety and a depressive disorder during the COVID-19 pandemic. The average share of adults reporting symptoms of anxiety disorder and a depressive disorder, what it was in 2019, a 6 months period, was 11%. Now, during this pandemic, in just 1 month, it rose up to 41.1%. And some more statistics confirming the same, that the state of adults reporting the symptoms of anxiety and a depressive disorder during the COVID-19 pandemic. Stress in America 2020 National Mental Health Crisis. COVID-19 is a significant stressor for most Americans. Nearly 8 in 10, which is 78%, say the coronavirus pandemic is a significant source of stress in their life. Nearly 7 in 10, which is 67%, say they have experienced increased stress over the course of the pandemic. And COVID-19 could exacerbate doctors' existing mental health burden. The more than 60,000 US healthcare workers have contracted COVID-19 and 300 have died. Of the health workers who treated patients during the China's COVID outbreak showed signs of depression and showed signs of anxiety. The self-reported mental health among pregnant women and new mothers. Before the pandemic, the depression rate was 15%, and during this pandemic, that it rose up to 40.7%. And the anxiety was 29%. Now it rose up to 72%. living under stay-at-home orders, 8 in 10 students are struggling with focus on school or work and avoiding distractions. And 50% of students do not know where to go for help for their mental health. Nearly 82% of women surveyed said their lives have been negatively disrupted by the pandemic. The World Bank, the global economic outlook during the COVID-19 pandemic, a changed world. The pandemic is expected to plunge most countries into recession, with per capita income contracting the largest fraction of countries globally since 1870. International Labour Organization. COVID-19 is a threat to peace building in conflict-affected nations. The COVID-19 crisis has worsened already fragile situations. The ILO is more aware than ever of its responsibility to promote peace and resilience in the time of this global pandemic. The Mumbai Mayor says the third wave is here, and it is not coming, it's already here. A breakthrough infections found in 25% of health staff. A little over 25% of healthcare workers were infected with coronavirus despite getting fully vaccinated. A recent study has revealed, giving an insight into the breakthrough infections due to the Delta variant. The study, jointly conducted by the Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology, the maximum hospitals in Delhi NCR found that the vaccination breakthroughs were far more common during the Delta outbreak in Delhi than previously reported. Then, now that we have seen the statistics across the world, the virus is now vaccine resistant and it is airborne, and it is not only causing the physical health fatalities, it's causing the mental concerns, mental health concerns, especially in the younger adults, and it's leading to the global peace. So how do we cope up with the current COVID-19 pandemic? Address the COVID-19 pandemic, which is seeing another wave, destroying many more lives. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says the pandemic fatigue is setting in as a result of the continuous lockdown, is resulting in delusional ignorance. Holding on to the delusion and supporting this space of delusional decisions leads to delusional arrogance. Continuous lockdown leads to delusion thoughts like, so what, if I die, it's okay. I can live forever in this lockdown. Going out and then exposing oneself and putting the risk on yourself and the others with irresponsibility and insensitivity is the delusional arrogance. The global COVID virus pandemic has left the whole world desperately looking for answers. Life as it had been experienced even back in February 2020 is no longer recognizable. The drastic change is the order of the day, with people having to redefine the world with new paradigms of economy, society, faith, religion, and health. Blessed are those who have had the greatest fortune to be with the incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, in their lives to carry them through this crisis. Join the Kailasa's COVID Care Protection Center with the link https://kailasa.org/Kailasa Care. World Health Organization's Peace and Health and Peace Initiative. Health and peace are interrelated. In the words of the Director General of the World Health Organization, Dr. Tedros, there cannot be a health without peace, and there cannot be a peace without health. If individuals and groups enjoy equitable access to health services, fulfilling their rights to physical and mental health, and health actors design neutral health interventions that promote trust and dialogue, and communities are empowered to cope with a violent conflict, then health coverage is most universal, more universal grievances can be heard. Trust around the health emergency concerns affected communities are more likely to make meaningful contributions to peace and reconciliation and to resist incitement to violence. Sustainable developmental goals. Making peace with the nature is possible. If we start now, making peace with nature is possible. Even amid pandemic, 2021 can go down as the year we made peace with the nature and set the planet to healing. Our environmental, social, economic challenges are interlinked. They must be tackled together. For example, we cannot achieve sustainable developmental goals, including ending poverty by 2030, if climate change and ecosystem collapse are undermining food and water supplies in the world's poorest countries. We have no choice but to transform our economics and societies by valuing nature and putting its health at the heart of all our decisions. Now, let's watch a small clip on making peace with the nature. United States Institute of Peace. Amid COVID, we need enhanced international coordination to build peace. Tackling the pandemic and building resilience in fragile states requires concerted international action at local, national, and global levels. As the humanitarian and economic toll of the COVID-19 pandemic continues to grow, so does the risk that this crisis will fuel new conflicts around the world while stemming prospects for resolving ongoing ones. Stronger health systems and universal health coverage must be a priority. Remarks to the General Assembly special session in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. For the first time since 1945, the entire common threat, regardless of nationality, ethnicity, or faith. A new social contract between people governments and the private sector, civil society, and more, can tackle the roots of inequality with fair taxation on income and wealth, universal benefits, and opportunities for all. Now let us see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasa's contribution for the global peace. Vedic civilization beautifully describes Yastu Sarvani Bhutani Atmani Ivanu Pushyati Sarva Bhuteshu Chatmanam Tadona Vigavupshate. Ishavasya Upanishad, verse 6. The global peace is the byproduct of individual bliss. Whenever an individual goes through a spiritual bliss, he manifests a beautiful, peaceful life for him and everyone around him. If he is powerful enough, he moves the whole city and manifests peace. He is more powerful, he moves the whole village, whole country. If he is powerful enough, like incarnations, he can move the whole world and manifest peace for them. So, global peace is the byproduct of the individual to achieve that individual peace by practicing completion, by practicing unclutching, by taking responsibility for the global peace. So let's listen from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism explaining about the completion, how we practice completion and to get the individual peace, which leads to global peace.
Consciousness embodied in many bodies. Today I wanted to expand on the science of completion. How the science of completion can directly impact the consciousness embodied in many bodies. Please understand, the more deeper you go inside you, means more deeper space you go inside you, more expanded you become, more one with everything, more oneness you experience. Because the more deeper you go, the more you experience the unified field of consciousness. Various words are used. Some of the Hindu traditions uses the word Atma, Brahman. Some of the Hindu traditions use the word Nirvana. Whatever word you may use, Atman, Brahman, Nirvana, unified field of consciousness, whatever. But one thing I want to tell you, the deeper and deeper you go in your inner space, you experience the vast oneness. The more superficial you are, the more incompletions you carry with others, even with yourself. The more superficial you become, even your own right hand and left hand fights with each other. Different parts of you fights with you. Different thoughts of you fights with you. Even you fight with you, the more superficial you go, the more deeper you start traveling. First, you get integrated. The you fighting with you stops. The people around you get integrated. They fighting with you stops. Completion with yourself, then completion with others, then comes completion with other things, not just living beings, even with inanimate beings, the completion starts happening. Even with a nature, completion starts happening. Please understand, the more deeper you travel, the more deeper you go, the more deeper you settle down, the more deeper you start living. Your cognition expands. Your cognition includes. Your cognition becomes more and more inclusive. More joy, more bliss, more knowledge, more enlightenment. Please understand. The more and more completion happens in you, you will see everyone around you feels complete with you. That is why I am saying, whether they have body or they are disembodied, in the deepest corners of your being, deepermost layers of your being, deepest parts of your being, you experience such powerful awareness, such joy. Going into of your being not only is a joy, it's a power. Because suddenly you will see everybody around you, everything around you listens to you. It really becomes a vibrant power where the tendency to exploit is not there. Listen, that's a very important thing. Power without the tendency to exploit. Because as long as you feel the other person is separate from you, when you get the power, it will always be used for exploiting. Because the other person is separate from you, then naturally what you will feel? Let me suck all the possible energy, intelligence, time, talent, treasure. But when you feel the other person is your own extension, you will see, you will be showering so much, enriching so much. The power you have will not be exploiting, it will be enriching. I tell you, even if death comes at this moment, I can tell you very clearly, I can face the death directly and tell the death, I have enriched every human being more than what I received from anybody. I have given to every human being whom I met in my life more than what I received from them. My accounts is clear. I am ready. Come on, let's go. My accounts is clear. I don't have debt. No credit card money to be paid, loans to be paid, no debit card, no credit card. My accounts is clear. Understand, when you feel everyone is your extension, the power given to you, the power you gain, see, any is power. In that, you will become powerful. So, any lifestyle you choose, you will get power in that field.
whether it is exploiting or enriching, murdering or raping or go on serving. Whatever lifestyle you choose, living is power. When you go into the deepermost core of your being and start living based on completion, I tell you, the first power you will experience is everything around you listens to you. That power will simply make you enrich everyone. The best power you can have through living is power of enriching. Whatever you do, as I said, whether you live the life of enriching or exploiting, you will become powerful. I tell you, the power of exploiting brings more and more conflict within and without. And those conflicts naturally bring suffering. And the power of enriching brings more and more completion in you and in others. This full month, Nithyananda Sangha all over the world. The other day I was seeing, we have officially presence in more than 50 countries. As devotees, group of devotees, we have presence in 100 countries. All over the world, we are going to celebrate this whole month for Global Peace Month, impacting global peace. All of us this whole month will live completion and do samskara dahana kriya, means burning the patterns which separates us from others, burning the patterns which are constantly keeping us in a superficial level. All over the world, we will be doing samskara dahana kriya, burning our patterns and leading us to more and more completion. And we also have special 3 Nitya Dhyana Yoga program teaching people science of completion and facilitating samskara dahana kriya. This month, 20th, 21st and 22nd, over the world, all our temples, ashrams, centers, yoga centers, schools, colleges, universities should do samskara dahana kriya, should do the practice of burning all the incompletions and patterns which leads to conflicts, bringing more and more peace inside us and outside us, spreading peace. This whole month, let's impact global peace. Let us really contribute to the global peace, not just talking about it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Not just talking about it. Let's do it. Even if you teach the samskara dahana kriya to 50 people in each area, each place where we have centers, ashrams, temples, two-way centers,
yoga centers, even 50 people, each Tanidhar teaches, enriches them with this science. The amount of suffering and negative waves, negative vibes reduction can contribute so much to the world. Please understand. One positive person can burn millions people negativity. Experientially, with evidence we proved, one positive person has already burnt at least 20 million people's negativity in last 10 years and brought peace. So each one of you, if you stand up as one positive being, one authentic, responsible, enriching being, I tell you, we can do so much to the world. It will be better place than the time we entered. When we leave, it should be better place. That's all. When we leave the earth, it should be better place. So understand, inner peace is your birthright. Go to the depths of your being. Bring more and more completion into you. Completion with others. And start living Advaita. Today in the Inner Awakening session, it's all about completion with others. So last 6 days, literally, you worked so much, one by one by one by one by one, layer by layer by layer by layer. The completion with yourself. Now comes completion with others. Today, we are starting the science of completion with others. It's one of the most powerful science. Does so much to human beings, not just healing their relationships, even inside their consciousness, this inner space, so much of good is done. So much of awakening is done. See, when you have completed with others, the kind of strength you feel is the power of Advaita, strength of Advaita. Today the Inner Awakening sessions are all about completion with others. We have long session today working on completing with others. So with this, because today we have a long session.
Now, let's listen from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism that self-transformation is the secret to achieve global peace.
Social answer means I'll tell, oh, you should all work for global peace. You should all work for turning the world. You should work for revolution. You should work for all these, that things. You should vote only the party which says that it will stop. This is the social answer. Nonsense. If you want the honest answer, I tell you, simply transform yourself. You can't do anything. If at all you can do, you would have done it. Be honest. If you can do, you would have done it. You are raising this question because you are not able to do. Am I right? So let us be very clear. Let us be honest. We are not able to do socially. That's the truth. That's the reason you are sitting here and raising the question. I tell you, understand few important things. There are a lot more attached to this question. There are many things which is attached to this question. We always feel the present is the world is totally spoiled. It is not going according to the rules or how it is supposed to be. It was wonderful once upon a time. In ancient time, things were going properly. Everything was well and great. And I tell you, 10,000 years ago, they found some writings on stone in Harappa Mohenjo-daro culture. Some stone writings have been discovered. The other day I read a beautiful book about that stone writings. That writings, it says, oh, nowadays the society is not as it should be. So much of war. There is no peace. In the early times, there was so much of peace. Society was really great. Things were as it should be. And it almost looks like a today newspaper editorial. 10,000 years ago, the same thing carved on a stone. Then understand, there was no such time as only good prevailed. It is just a fantasy. Hinduism, they call it Satya Yuga, the age of truth. There was a time only truth prevailed. And every religion, Christianity, they say the Garden of Adam and Eve. There was a time everything was wonderful. Every religion has got the fantasy. The past was great. There was golden past. Always the idea of golden past exists only in the past. The more you go back, again you say the past was great. And I tell you one thing, it is a wonderful way of postponing accepting the reality. Otherwise, I can be sure the world was same as it is today. Whether it is 5,000 years ago or 10,000 years ago. Maybe one thing, there was no CNN channel that time. So the news did not reach you so quickly. That's all. The news did not reach you so quickly. That may be the only difference. But otherwise, I can be sure the good and the bad was equal. Good and the bad was equal. The same amount of wars were there. All the other things were there. You read the Puranas, the mythological stories of India, you see enough of things. Enough of dirty things. I think sometimes I find a little more. And if you read completely the Puranas or the Hindu scriptures, there are a lot of things much worse than modern day. The criminal activities or bad things or negative things, whatever you say, all this stuff. And never think only present day is corrupted or violent. In the ancient days also, all these things were there. Only one thing was not there, the CNN news or the internet. So the news did not reach you. But otherwise I can tell you, enough the good and bad was there. It always will exist. It will exist. All you can do is, if you awaken yourself, if you reach the enlightenment state, you can go beyond it. And I tell you, enlightenment is the only service you can do to the society. Just become enlightened so that you will reduce the negativity. Now, as now, you are also the part of negative group. Naturally, we will be a negative group. As long as we are unenlightened, we will be the part of collective negative consciousness. So if you become enlightened, at least you will reduce your weight. That's the only thing we can do. Nothing else can be done. So all I request you to do is just become enlightened. Realize that you are a lion. That's the only way to help yourself and the society. Otherwise, all revolutions, you see, all revolution again end up as one more tradition. In last 2000 years, 3000 wars have happened in the humanity. In 2000 years, 3000 wars. Human beings have not done anything except doing wars, except fighting. Everybody claims he wants to do revolution. He wants to spread peace. Every country claims their army is a defensive army. Then who is offending? Tell me. Every country says defensive army. Then who is offending? These are all just, games. The idea of peace is a pure game. Everybody wants to spread the peace according to them, not according to the other person. They want peace according to them. The other day I was in one interreligious gathering. One guy is preaching, let all of you convert to my religion so that we will not have fight. He wants peace the way in which he wanted, not the way in which. And there's a beautiful saying, the sword of Muhammad, it is written, peace alone should survive, something like that. He has written some statement about the peace on the sword. We all take sword to spread the peace. So no revolution is going to help, because in the last 2000 years 3000 revolutions have happened, but still world is same, I think much worse. So no revolution is going to help, only individual evolution is going to help. So be very clear. Instead of working in the outer world, start working in the inner world. That will help you and society some way. Social answer means, I'll tell, oh, you should all work for global peace. Social answer means,
Now, let's listen from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism that Sri Kailas is all about peace-based powerfulness.
Listen carefully. The space of Shanti, is where Kailasa grows. Listen carefully. It is in the deep powerfulness of peace, or peace-centered powerfulness is the ground, breeding ground for Paramashivatva to manifest. Please understand. Like how pure mirror reflects everything, pure Shanti-based Shakti, peace-based powerfulness reflects Paramashiva. Paramashiva manifests in peace-based powerfulness. Please understand. Neither violence nor powerlessness. Powerlessness is weakness. Violence is abusive. Peace-centered powerfulness. Powerfulness-centered peace. All the Upanishads starts with peace, completes with peace. Shanti mantra starts with Shanti mantra, gets completed with Shanti mantra. Peace-based powerfulness is a fundamental requirement for Paramashivatva to manifest. That is why people who don't want us to manifest Paramashivatva or power manifestation do not want to allow the peace in our life, or do not want peace in our campus. Understand? But only if you are peaceful, which cannot be shaken even by the demons and devils and rakshasas, we can be in eternal peace. So, remember this very clearly. Peace alters the very DNA structure, genetic structure, the core Anu Mahat structure. Understand? Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. Consciousness in you is atom inside the atom, Mahat, more than Mahat. That Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. That consciousness starts growing in you with more and more peace-based powerfulness developing in you. Nothing can be compared to unclutching. Spend more and more time, energy in unclutching. It will never be wasted. Time spent on unclutching is the most productive time for you in your life, because unclutching completely makes you altogether a different material. Understand? It makes your very biomemory, muscle memory, core structure, molecular structure, genetic structure, DNA structure, everything, all the 8 energy flow circuits, 7 energy flows, 1 the pure conscious explosion. So totally 8 energy flow circuits exist in you. All the 8 explodes when you unclutch. Understand? Is the space of Sri Kailasa. Listen carefully.
Now, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says every prayer in Hinduism starts with the peace and ends with peace.
Every chanting, every prayer in Hinduism ends with Shanti, Shanti, Shanti 3 times. Means peace, peace, peace. Hinduism is the real religion. Loving peace, living peace. Individual level, social level, global level. Understand? Hinduism lost all its 56 nations, 200 states, 10,000 kingdoms, samsthanas, is not a loss to Hinduism, it is a loss to planet Earth, human beings. Wherever Hinduism is practiced, kept alive, the ideal of global peace is kept alive. Just do this one simple statistics. You yourself study. Google and study. Take the top 10 religions and list how many people they converted in last 200 years, how many people they killed. List for each religion. I can be 200% sure you yourself will realize Hinduism is the most peace-loving and peace-living religion, neither conversion nor terrorism. Neither conversion nor terrorism. Being the Supreme Pontiff of the most peace-loving, peace living religion. I give you all my blessings on this International Peace Day. Understand? It is we Hindus need the global peace as a living, passive need to make this global peace as reality. Just talking about global peace will not work. Working for global peace only is the responsibility of the real living Hindu. Anyone who wants to claim themselves as a Hindu or practicing Hindu should work for global peace. Global peace is our responsibility. Hindus have the responsibility to bring global peace. So you can also throw a challenge. See, if you are making a Hindu micronation, you can throw this challenge to each one, your friends, family, 10 people. Let them participate in the challenge and then let them send the challenge to others. So I welcome all the living and practicing Hindus to become founding fathers of Kailasa micronation in your countries. You can also make a challenge, like how they made ice bucket challenge and all that. We can make a challenge. You form Hindu micronation and claim, I am the founding father of the Hindu micronation Kailasa. And then you can invite your family, friends for a challenge, 11 people. You form and you challenge 11 people and they also form and they spread. So let us start spreading. This project is my message on this International Day of Peace. Let us start working for global peace instead of just talking. The work we do will talk for us. The talk we do will not work for us. This is the message. The work we do will talk for us. The talk we do will not work for us. Global peace is responsibility of Hindus. We living, practicing Hindus, not only we should achieve the individual peace through unclutching yoga, meditation, we should also create an ecosystem where the global peace starts manifesting. This Kailasa Hindu micronation is the enlightenment ecosystem. I recommend practicing Hindu to manifest, do it. So the global peace can manifest from these Kailasa Hindu micronations all over the world.
Now, let us understand the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism contributions for the global peace. The sovereign order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Nithyananda order of monks, nuns, and Hindu diaspora, are working for global peace and to give a super consciousness breakthrough to humanity. It is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's mission to revive a conscious world where the global issues at climate, economic, social, health, and humanitarian levels cease to exist from their very root, turning the problems of poverty, hunger, violence, discrimination into powerful living through the experience of oneness. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been working from the very grassroots levels to usher in an era of peace at all levels, individual, societal, national, and global. His deep insights into the workings of the human mind, body, emotions have enabled him to powerfully and directly address various social and emotional problems facing humanity today. Some of the ways the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism provides spiritual solutions to combat the pandemic and other issues. Since the beginning of the global lockdown, the amount of contribution and activism Kailasa has increased multifold through the Paramashivoham program, which is an online program and free via sessions anywhere. If you are anywhere from the world, can attend, and the calendar every full moon and every new moon, Paurnami and Amavasya, new batch starts, and it's bi-weekly program which gives you conscious breakthrough, experiencing Paramashivoham, that I am Paramashiva. So join any one of the batch, at even as a single day program. Every day is a single day program also. So we can attend any single day and experience the Paramashivoham for yourself. You can join by paramashivoham.org/join. I repeat, paramashivoham.org/join. So through this Paramashivoham program, bringing the super consciousness, the breakthrough to the whole humanity. The Paramashivoham program has successfully completed 38 seasons. It started since March 2020, and not every single day this program successfully running for 16 hours a day. So join if you have not yet attended. Join this program and experience for yourself. The next is by starting the Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna by contributing almost 3 million minutes now. And next is Paramashiva Sankalpa chanting, that is sacred Sanskrit mantra chanting 24/7 to heal the conflict problems each one facing via the Zoom sessions. And spiritual healing available to one and all 24/7, helping humanity to cope up with insecurity, fear, disease by empowering individuals to heal themselves, learn to cope up emotions like depression and tough situations in relationships, providing alternative solutions to worldly problems through power manifestation, initiating thousands every day into manifesting innate superhuman capabilities into the Kailas Courtyard sessions, providing healthy solutions like a technique to clear stomach with the Ayurveda solution, which ultimately brings clarity out to the spiritual truths and give a conscious breakthrough. In the long term, establishing self-sufficient communities, continuing and intensifying the service of the Annadan, that is free food, in Nithyananda Annalayas around the world, including Tirunamalai and Los Angeles, paving way to the New World Order, starting the agriculture-based communities in Adi Kailas and several other locations. Peacekeepers of Kailasa offering various teachings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Hinduism prescribes various methods for global healing. One such is Maheshwara Puja, nullifying the collective negativity simply through the presence of the avatar and his order of monks, offering Maheshwara Puja to the natural calamities hit victims. Maheshwara Puja, everyone can offer on every Paurnami and every Amavasya, that is every new moon and every full moon. and Bhava Samadhi Darshan to raise the individual conscious breakthrough. Devi Parashakti, Akashic reading, that is cosmic revelations. Sorry for the technical glitch. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, spiritual solution for COVID-19. Society was created, ideas of too many human beings, blind spots, and the decisions made from those blind spots. If the visionary of a civilization or country or nation has blind spots, when he develops the vision for it, the whole civilization suffers those blind spots. Now it's the time nature, Prakriti, resets itself. Many of the blind spots based visions, ideas become important components of the society. This pralaya, which is happening, is melting down everything which is delusion based. The world, as we know, is gone. Let us celebrate God. This isolation, which is seemingly endless, with an unknown future, which is compelling humanity to make a 100% lifestyle change, is something to be deeply dwell upon. All problems need to be addressed only with spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions. To stop people having mental breakdown, pandemic fatigue, collapsing, depression, destruction, and also give them a super consciousness breakthrough and revive the enlightened civilization, Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continuously gives spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions. Some of the spiritual solutions and powerful cognitions are unclutching, practicing completion, practicing oneness, practicing ajapa japa of Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham, consciously building a deep feeling connection, yoga, puja, vegetarian diet, and nirahara samyama. It's time we all take responsibility to save humanity, to protect people from the pandemic fatigue, destruction. Let us try to enrich and enrich for everyone of these great spiritual solutions, especially the Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna, which is practicing unclutching meditation, is available and it's free. Many of the solutions are free, available everyone on the planet Earth, and open for all. And take just few minutes to join in Zoom sessions and get the benefit from it. And Akhanda Nirvikalpa Samadhi Jnana Yajna, people from over 50 countries continuously radiate the space of Paramashiva by practicing the unclutching meditation 4/7 and 7 days a week. It started from 13th May, Indian Standard Time, and at any given point of time, there are 4 to 8 zones actively unclutching around the world. You can join this movement by joining this link at http://kailasa.tv/minutes4peace. I repeat, http://kailasa.tv/minutes4peace. The life solutions based on the meditation and yoga techniques. From the scriptures, the cognitions are rooted in the highest truths. The lifestyle based on living and radiating the higher values of life and powerful way of living and realizing one's ultimate potential. form the foundation of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's teachings, which by their inherent nature provide the foundation for peace on planet Earth. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has launched the Minutes for Peace initiative, which aimed to reduce crime globally, conducting mass meditations around the world in parallel. After 2 years of launching the program, 1 billion minutes of meditation. Scientific studies have shown the reduced crime rate after the participation in the meditation and completion techniques in 1976. It was found that when 1% of the community practiced meditation and pujas, the crime rate was reduced by 16% on an average. The current tally on the Minutes for Peace website is more than 4.3 billion cumulative minutes of meditation logged, including all the events, programs, festivals, and where people have gathered in large numbers and rituals. The total count comes out to be a staggering 409 billion minutes for peace so far. You can see some of the glimpses where at an event called Shuddhatvaitam, where 5,000 devotees gathered and participated in a 48-day meditation retreat called Shuddhatvaitam. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has hosted Kumbh Mela in USA at Los Angeles since 2007. Nithyananda Sangha is entrusted as the only organization to host Kumbh Mela outside India by the Akhila Bharatiya Akhada Parishad. In September 2006, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has organized the first confluence for world peace to honor the memory of those who lost their lives saving others on September 11, 2001 at Irvine, California, United States. The second confluence for the peace was held in Los Angeles in 2007 in collaboration with Vedanta Society, BAPS, ISKCON, Siddha Yoga, and other organizations. The Kumbh Mela festival spread fast to other countries, including Australia, Canada, etc. In 2009, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has organized a month-long peace walk covering 1,000 kilometers and 1,000 villages to bring together in harmony from all walks of life, to promote feeling connection and oneness among people. During the walk, health camps were conducted in villages along its path. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has conducted large-scale collective meditations and on September 21st, International Peace Day, to raise the collective consciousness. One of the greatest contributions that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism contributing is initiating thousands into sannyas. Sannyas is our social responsibility. Let us save Hinduism and humanity. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revitalized the monastic tradition of sannyas by initiating hundreds and thousands of people into Nithyananda monastic order. The all-renouncing monks contribute the best things to human civilization, living their life with the cognition that life is for others. These monks and nuns act as the beginners of peace and empowerment for the human society distraught with violence, depression, and other forms of life negativity. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also revived the ancient practice of embarking on pilgrimages, that is, spiritual journeys, taking spiritual aspirants to high energy sacred spots such as the Himalayas, Kailas, Varanasi, Angkor Wat, and various powerful temples of India. Even though prevalent in India, this practice is rapidly losing its original context, turning into a recreational family vacation. Reviving the original spiritual context, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made it possible for modern day human beings to benefit from the spiritual energy present at these centers and accelerate their journey of spiritual evolution, hence ensuring individuals and collective peace as a natural consequence. Food systems hold key to ending the world hunger. Effect of the UN has noted a dramatic increase in the world hunger. According to the state of food security and nutrition in the world, 1/10 of global population, as many as 811 million people, were undernourished in 2020, an increase of 118 million from 2019, according to the Eat, Lands and Commission. Moving towards the diets with the diversity of plant-based foods, low amounts of animal source foods, unsaturated rather than saturated fats, and limited amounts of refined grains, highly processed foods, and added sugars could prevent from 19 to 24% of all adult deaths each year. Under the Red Home project, which is a no hunger project, at the Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies through Annalayas at these Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism have served over 5 billion meals, organic, sattvic, vegetarian meals so far. Giving free food to all the citizens is the economic policy of Kailasa, deriving the reference from Vedas and Agamas. And recently, under the humanitarian initiative launched by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, is the opening of Kailasa's COVID care protection centers in India, where the monastery campuses have been turned into a multi-layer quarantine facility to safeguard the inmates against any possible point of contact with the outer world. This has opened this service free to all people, regardless of any differences in age, gender, caste, creed, ethnicity, color, or socio-economic status. Food, shelter, internet, and all basic facilities, including medical care, are provided at these COVID care centers free of cost and for an indefinite time. The outcome has been a splendid zero infection rate so far among the participants, a feat not achieved anywhere else in the world, let alone in India. This response model of handling COVID-19 pandemic at a community level, along with the guidelines and recommendations for governments, has been recognized and accepted by the United Nations as well. And you can see some of the glimpses where participants of the COVID care program offered by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism enjoying a healthy, blissful, spiritual lifestyle in multi-layered protection. They enjoy a stress-free time following a spiritual morning routine, doing yoga, doing daily puja, and temple sevas, khara sevas, and celebrating festivals. So join the Kailasa's COVID Care Protection Center. Register now through the link below, https://kailasa.org/kailasa care. Now let us see the revival of the temple ecosystems. Now, in the times when COVID-19 is rampant and the ancient temples are in a lockdown because of the risk of the widespread corona disease, the devotees of these temples were visiting and having darshan of their gods and goddesses for thousands of years. Yet all these ancient sacred sentiments have come to a harming halt after the lockdowns have taken place. The religious fervor of the devotees is being lost due to the pandemic. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving the e-Kailasa ecosystem and bringing all the ancient traditions of the online platforms on Kailasa TV, YouTube, and Facebook. Now, on various occasions, Devi Parashakti has revealed about the significance and importance to join the Adi Kailas, especially if you are in India, how important it is to go to Adi Kailasa during on 14th May 2021. Devi revealed that whoever comes to Adi Kailasa and does the good work of saving people from deadly corona, I myself will do all their good work. This is the commitment Paramashakti is giving you all. Parameshwari, I will do what I say. And the doors of Adi Kailasa will be open for all those who come with trust. It will protect. It will protect body and will give conscious health. It will also give highest powers, dharma, artha, moksha, jnana, powers, kama, and God beyond kama. Adi Kailasa life will give all the goodness. And on 31st May 2021, Devi revealed that the hell of Krimi Bhojanam mentioned by Vyasa in the Garuda Puranam has opened and is directly falling on India as a thunder, running to Adi Kailasa and preventing it is the only way. I have opened Adi Kailasa for those who want to save their lives. All of you run to Adi Kailasa. So when the first world countries closed their borders during a massive global emergency, Kailasa has opened its doors to all without exception. And the various centers across India are Adi Kailas in Bidadi, Bangalore, Salem, Tiruvannamalai, Rajapalam, Pattanam, Srirangam, Vattipalam, Huzur, all from Tamil Nadu, and Sripuram Adinam in Hyderabad and Pondicherry. Kailasa rushes to aid India as India finds itself on the verge of COVID-19 third wave. Multiple free COVID care centers opened across India. Various social services offered during the pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies of Kailasa, and spiritual services are also offered during this pandemic and cosmic revelations on global pandemic. And pre-social services offered during the pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies across India are medical care, allopathy, Ayurvedic and Siddha medicine, infrastructure to accommodate thousands, accommodation for multi-layered quarantine, emergency ambulances, ICU on wheels, personal protective medical equipment, food security management through food banks and organic farming. Join the Kailasa's COVID Care Protection Centers. Register now through the link below https://kailasa.org/Kailasa care. I repeat, https://kailasa.org, kailasa.org/Kailasa care, KAILASACARE. With this, we are going to move on to the next part of our program after a very short break. Thank you, Nithyanandam.